propose a toast. Here's to Betsy, our guest of honor, and the new assistant manager of marketing research. I just wish it weren't the last promotion I'll be able to make for a while.
To my wife, Betsy, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I'm happy for her. But what if you don't want to move up? There's too much pressure to get promoted.
And Betsy, to your continued success.
Promotion isn't the whole story. What I'm after in my job is some independence.
Yeah, Betsy, here's to your success. I'm sure you'll do fine. But when will I be promoted? The turn of the century?
Yes, Betsy, here's to your success. Hey, that's what life is all about, isn't it? It means you'll have power, a lot of control over others, a lot of responsibility put in your hands. Wait a minute. That's it. Responsibility. Right when I said about power, the real key to success is responsibility. That comes with moving on up the ladder. Wait a minute, what am I saying? It's not responsibility. The real key to success is simple. It's moving up. Right? That's what it's all about.
Mark's right. That's how we used to measure success. But times have changed. There are far fewer promotions today than there were 10 years ago. In 1975, there were 10 people in line for every mid-management position. In 1985, the number increased to 20. And in 1995, it is predicted that 30 people will be in line for every mid-management position. Many people who want promotions just won't be able to have them. So the question becomes, how do we build a career that keeps us challenged and satisfied without promotion? We need to start by redefining or reevaluating what success really means. If we continue to believe that promotion is the only reward for doing a good job and the only mark of success, we will miss many other opportunities.
I've already been here 5 years. I mean, I realize Betsy's been here longer, but what do I have to do? Wait another 5 years?
I understand your frustration. Believe me, I'm frustrated too. When I joined ICE 15 years ago, I was promoted regularly until I reached the position I have now.
So where's my promotion?
Well, we just can't do that today.
How do you expect to keep your employees motivated without that carrot of promotion?
I don't exactly know how.
I'm doing a good job, aren't I?
Oh, you know you are. All of your performance appraisals have shown that. I think you're doing a terrific job.
I'm terrific. So where's my promotion?
Look, Michelle, the truth is there just are no more promotions right now.
Then I wonder how much longer I can bide my time.
Steve and Michelle, like most managers and employees, often think only of moving up in an organization. Although vertical moves are becoming less frequent, they are certainly appropriate for employees who want and can handle greater authority, if they are available. In addition to moving up, there are 5 other rewarding ways to move. Lateral, or moving across. Relocation, or moving out. Realignment, moving down. Exploratory, looking around. And enrichment, growing in place. Let's take a look at some examples of these options.
I'll talk to you about it later.
Look, I didn't mean to tell you my worries about my employees. No, I don't blame Michelle for losing all enthusiasm in her job, but what can I do? I can't give her a promotion if the opportunity isn't there, and, well, I just don't know how to keep her challenged and satisfied anymore without one.
I understand your problem.
Thank you.
Several months back, there was an employee in my department at the hospital. Nancy, one of my patient accounts reps. She was burnt out on the job. During her performance appraisal, we reviewed her developmental goals. She wanted to move into management, but the opportunities for promotion in my department had dried up. After sifting through other ways to help develop her career, I discovered it wasn't as easy as I thought. So, what you're saying is that there's not much chance of my moving into management. It's true. There's very little chance of that happening in this department. But I've been thinking about other options. It's possible to transfer into another department, which would then allow you to broaden your expertise and increase your contacts in the company.
Wait a minute. Are you trying to move me out of this department?
Of course not. You're too valuable an employee. So this isn't easy for me to suggest. But I think this would be a really good next step for you.
Starting all over again? Having to learn a whole new position? How could that be a good next step?
Hear me out. I was talking to Marty the other day at lunch, and he told me that there's an opening in purchasing as a buyer. I really think this is a good match for your skills. You're good with numbers, you handle detailed work, you can problem solve, and you work really well with people.
But there's no increase in salary. No promotion.
Right.
Well, then I might as well stay here. At least I know this job. I don't know what I'd have to do as a buyer.
I understand. But you told me that you've been feeling burned out, haven't you?
Yeah, well, it's just that I'm not learning anything new on the job. There's no more challenge in it.
So here's an opportunity for you to learn something new again.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense for me to leave a job that I at least know to move to one that I know nothing about. I'd have to retrain. On top of that, you're not offering me any more money. But I do know I need a change.
Give it some thought, and let's discuss it again. If you like, I can set up a meeting with Marty.
It didn't happen overnight, but Nancy decided to move. She transferred into purchasing and seems to be doing quite well.
Oh, now that's just great for Nancy, but what about you? I mean, didn't it bother you to lose her?
Well, I'd be fooling myself if I told you no. But if I were in Nancy's shoes, I'd want someone trying to help challenge me. And what's funny about the whole thing...
There's nothing funny about losing a good employee.
Hold on a minute. I lost Nancy, but later gained another great patient accounts rep. From purchasing, what goes around comes around.
Oh, I get it. Nancy spread the word about you being a good boss to work for.
I guess so. A lateral move was the topic of discussion here. A lateral move involves a change in job position, but not necessarily a change in status or pay. These moves can be very helpful in dealing with employees like Nancy, who feel there's nothing more to learn on the job, that no further opportunity for challenge exists. Lateral moves are a great way to broaden one's expertise and increase opportunities. The lateral move can help a burned-out employee experience more job satisfaction and prevent the company from losing a good performer. It's also an excellent way for someone to move into a different area of business in the organization. Of course, there are times when a person's goals and the company's goals just don't match.
Terrific. Yeah, sure, I'll get right on it. I'll go over the loan this afternoon and get back to you in the morning. How's that? Okay, talk to you in the morning. Jeff, it's in the bag. Their new corporate offices. It's going to be a whopper of a loan. I told you getting my real estate license would be a help. These commercial clients, they talk to me now.
Oh, that's great, Alan. I came by for your monthly status reports. I need it for a meeting in the morning.
Well, I'll get to it right after I review this loan. How about I drop it by your office first thing in the morning?
That's not good enough, Alan. I need you to work on the report now. There's more to work around here than real estate loans.
I know.
Look, Alan, we've talked about this so many times, and you keep telling me how you're not happy here. You need more freedom, more control. I know you like real estate. That's why I encouraged you to get more involved there, but I didn't suggest that you forget the rest of your job. I need you to cover your management responsibilities.
But, Jeff, once I wrap this deal up, you aren't going to believe what I've got lined up.
Come on, Alan. I need a branch manager, not a broker. I can look around and see if we can find you a more specialized place in real estate. But, Alan, I'm talking to you now as your friend and not your boss. If I can't find a place for you, perhaps you should look outside the bank.
Are you suggesting I leave the bank?
No, I want you to stay and do your job. But if you can't do what you want to do, you might be happier pursuing what you really enjoy.
How many managers could really do this? Recommend relocation or moving out to a really good performer. It isn't easy and demands a special kind of communication. When an employee's personal goals simply can't be met within the current job or the organization, it may sometimes be better to suggest a move somewhere else. Don't consider a relocation move too hastily. Explore all the other options first. Remember, the organization is a labor market unto itself with lots of possibilities. However, when you do consider relocation, think about 3 components that add up to satisfaction on the job. First, a person has to be competent in their job. Second, they have to be interested in their work. And lastly, they have to value their job. Relocation is a viable option for competent employees who may be successful in their current job, but whose interests and values have changed.
Well, if you don't believe success is strictly based upon moving up, I'll tell you one thing I know success isn't.
What's that?
That's moving down.
So I hear Betsy's not the only one with a promotion.
That's right. 6 months ago, I was promoted from software engineer to group supervisor.
Well, then I guess this is a double celebration.
Not really. I mean, don't get me wrong. Betsy's thrilled about her promotion. I'm really happy for it, too. But in my case, well, let's just say that moving up isn't always the American dream. Somehow I wish things had gone a little differently when I was offered my promotion.
Hi, Clara.
Is she going with you? As soon as I heard that Dick was being promoted to section manager, I knew he was going to offer me his former position.
Well, I can't think of a more intelligent, more capable guy than you, Barry. Glad to see you're moving up.
I wished he would have said, I know you have the intelligence and the ability for the position, but do you like managing others?
Congratulations, Barry.
Thanks for believing in me, Dick. Why didn't I just tell him right then what I really felt, that I don't want to manage others. I enjoy working on my own research, publishing technical papers, seeing something I dreamed up go from design to reality. Now, I really wish I could go back. But if I ask for my old job, people will think I'm a failure. No problem. They're all under control.
The situation Barry finds himself in is all too common. People often take a promotion against their better judgment, and sooner or later they're faced with the most difficult of the career options, realignment or moving down. Now let's say Barry decided he no longer wants this management responsibility, but doesn't want to leave the company. If he wanted to move back to his old job or another hands-on technical position, he'd be up against all the stigmas of a downward move. It will take courage for Barry, as well as support from his manager, to make the move we call realignment. This move can also be helpful for employees pursuing a career change, or for those who need a job with less stress. Remember, success does not always mean moving up. Real success is being satisfied in your career.
Last one. Any takers?
Oh.
No, thank you. Barbara, I'm sorry. I'm not in a great party mood tonight.
No need to explain. I know what it can be like.
And I'm not blaming Steve. And I'm happy for Betsy. In theory. I know she deserved that promotion.
But when's it going to happen to you, right?
Well, yeah. And I don't get the feeling from Steve there's really anything happening in our department.
Well, what about looking into other areas in the organization? That's how I fell into the business office. I was working in payroll, and I took a temporary assignment in the business office, and I really enjoyed it.
I tried that. I heard the company was gearing up to increase its sales force by expanding telemarketing. So I thought if I tested out that area, maybe I could work my way into a supervisory position over there.
How could you test it out without actually having to take a position?
I decided to take a workshop in telemarketing to see if I enjoyed it. Since you and the other attorneys are out of the office quite a lot, You might consider purchasing cellular phones.
Well, I have, but look, I'm too busy to discuss this right now, so,
How about if I check with your secretary for a time that's more convenient?
Look,
Well,
what-
we could discuss this when you're not so pressured.
Fine, just leave your number, and I'll discuss it with my partners, okay?
Would it be all right if I called you in a couple of days?
Look, I'll call you if I need to. So, thanks very much for calling.
You're welcome. I look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, great. Goodbye.
Tom, you don't have to be so tough. This isn't the real thing, you know.
Sometimes it's like that.
Maybe this isn't for me.
If Michelle had made the move into telemarketing without testing it, she might have made a big mistake. The exploratory option helps you decide what you don't want to do as well as what you do want. It allows for testing the waters in other areas of the organization without having to commit to an actual move. Strategies for exploring include short-term work assignments, task force participation, interviewing people about their work, or taking classes or seminars in other areas. For Michelle and others who are undecided about a choice, exploration can act as a source of data for a long-term goal.
So I tried exploring other areas. All I found out is that telemarketing isn't for me.
At least you learned something.
So, what about us trying to make your present job more interesting? Maybe we could find a project that would be new and exciting.
Oh, now you want to dump more work on me, still without a raise or a promotion.
No. We're not talking enlargement here. We're talking enrichment, and there's a very big difference. In fact, we may wind up lightening your load. You know, maybe we could delegate some of your tasks to your assistant to enrich her job also.
Sounds good.
Michelle, what do you think you might want more of in your job?
Well, just get me off the computer part of the day. I'd love to have more interaction with people.
Well, now, exactly how do you think you might accomplish that?
Well, I always thought Sheila had a neat job coordinating focus groups. Think maybe she could use some help?
Well, I'll be glad to look into it.
Jobs need not get boring if we actively look for opportunities to enrich them. Most jobs can be changed more than we think. In enrichment, employees and managers work together to review the job, to discuss new needs and opportunities, and to reshape the job. This can lead to developing new skills and talents and a better match for the employee and the organization. The challenge at hand is shifting gears away from the limitations of upward mobility. The more we recognize, accept, and pursue multiple options, the more satisfied we will be. Let's review the options.
I'd like to propose the toast.
The vertical option is appropriate for those who want and can handle greater authority. In order to support an employee making this move, or making the move yourself, consider the pros and cons of increased responsibility that come with vertical moves. Look for all possible promotion opportunities, not just simply one rung above, and know the organization's career pathways.
Yeah, well, it's just that I'm not learning anything new anymore. There's no more challenge in the job.
The lateral option is appropriate for those who have reached a plateau in their current job and want more challenge and opportunity for growth. To support this move, learn about jobs at the same level throughout the organization and determine how and where skills are transferable. Consider how short-term lateral moves fit into a long-term career plan. Relocation or moving out is an option you don't want to consider lightly, but it may be appropriate where the personal or professional goals of the employee can't be met in the organization and where better opportunities exist elsewhere.
You know, I told you getting my real estate license would be a big help.
To support this move, first, be creative about finding out if there is a better fit anywhere else within the organization. Secondly, be actively aware of opportunities in other organizations. Realignment or downward moves are appropriate for those who want to return to a previous, more satisfying job, alleviate job stress, or make a career change and learn entirely new skills.
First, I'd like to wrap up that computer simulation model we've been working on.
To support this move, it's important to weigh job satisfaction against a loss in status. It's also important to look for creative downward moves which better utilize a person's talents rather than moving back to an old position. The exploratory option is appropriate for someone who is considering several possibilities. It enables an employee to collect information before deciding on the next steps.
How about if I check with your secretary for a time that's more convenient?
In order to support an employee making this move, or making this move yourself, select specific areas of interest to explore. Develop a strategy for learning about a new area, such as short-term job assignments, informational discussions, task force participation, or seminars and classes.
We're not talking enlargement here, we're talking enrichment, and there's a very big difference.
Enrichment options are appropriate for those who want to grow in their current job. They give the manager a way to keep employees challenged when other options are blocked. And they provide an opportunity for individuals to demonstrate new skills. Enrichment assignments can also help the employee gain visibility and contacts within the company. To support this move, consider specific tasks or projects that will add to skills and satisfaction. Redefine present work responsibilities and personalize the job. It used to seem simple. You did your job, you did it well, opportunity would knock, and you'd get promoted. As we've seen, opportunity still knocks. It just opens different doors. Remember, up may have been the only way to a promotion, but it is not the only way to promote an employee's career.
Great manager. Yeah. We have your magic. Oh, look at this. The cake is
Wait a minute, don't cut the cake yet. I'm sorry, Betsy, I've got to correct something first.